We are producing less and less and less in the country I live in, and we're producing less and less and less in the world, period. We're not producing anything more because we're not expanding entrepreneurship. We're creating billionaires every week, but we're not creating millionaires every week. Billionaires own all the systems, own all the businesses, own all the news programs, own all the stores, own all the stock, own all the everything. That's not good for all of us. This gap between the ultra wealthy and the rest of the 99.9% of the planet, that is not good. It's not good for them, and it's not good for the proverbial us. We have to expand entrepreneurship, giving more power to people who want to build an amazing business or an opportunity, or entrepreneurs. They're not entrepreneurs. They don't want to own a building. They don't want to own a business, but they want to work inside of one to make it operate better. We have to build runways to get people there so that they can literally take off. We've got to really deal with the systems that are really barriers. We have to eliminate some of the systematic barriers. Some of those systematic barriers may not be barriers that you know of. They might be barriers of transportation. I just can't get to work. They might be broadband barriers. I don't have the internet where I live. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't have the whole platform of bringing the world to my house in rural places. And now I can get to the world from my rural house, my farm in the middle of Nebraska or the middle of Mississippi or Iowa, Dakota, wherever I am. I have these barriers that keep me from connecting to the world. Childcare could be a barrier. I have no sort of system to help me take care of my children while I pursue a great opportunity. Banking access, community that helps me work through it, that watches over me, watches my back when I'm trying to do something risky. We have to be intentional about eliminating those systematic barriers, because keeping someone out keeps me out. Here's the thing. Do you understand this? A good friend of mine, and he sings the type of music he's very famous for. It's called gospel music. In particular, it's quartet music. You may not understand anything I'm saying, but you can look up the Canton Spirituals. A good friend of mine, Harvey, said something once. He is so right in every language, in every country, in every situation. He said, do you understand? To hold me down, you have to stay on me to hold me down, and you stay down too. That was so amazing when he said it. If we're in the river, if we're in the river and you intend to drown me or continue to hold me down under the water because you want me to die, guess where you are? You're in the same river trying to hold me down. That's not safe for you either. When you use yourself as a paperweight on me, you've also weighted yourself down. So if you're on top of some systematic system that keeps me from moving on, you can't move on. In other words, you're hurting yourself. You're not just hurting me. To keep my business down is not helping you. To hold me from opportunities is not going to help you. But if we're in a commonwealth and we're helping one another, everybody grows. Martin, please go back to relationships, go back to making money, go back to all that stuff. No, you're not going to have great relationships. You're not going to have a lot of money. You're not going to have, you're not going to have great health. You're not going to do any of those great things until you deal with this idea of commonwealth, because keeping me down makes you sick. Keeping me down raises your blood pressure because you're thinking every day, what is Martin doing? How far has he gotten? Is anybody helping him? Why is my friend over there helping Martin? Your blood pressure goes up. Your diabetes goes up. Everything about you gets worse. The pressure goes up because you're busy holding me down. Be free and let everybody else be free. It'll free your whole life. It's very important now that we promote financial literacy, financial equity, that I own the information that I have about finances. I own that. It's in my head, it's in my heart, it's in my hands. I can pass it on to my children. I can pass it on to my society. I learn from my commonwealth, and I also teach in my commonwealth. Asset ownership. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about it in every video. You got to own something. What asset do you own? Even if it's intellectual property, IP, you own it. Put it in a system that you can own. A corporative, this cooperative opportunity for economic building. This is the one thing, these are the things we got to have, folks. We got to have it. We got to have it. We've got to have this encouragement to include hiring and promoting people in our local institutions. How can I build a system where I'm hiring people, but they got 3, 4, 5 steps that they can take in my company? And we're intentional about promoting from within. This is on purpose. It's not a joke. We're not playing here. This is a society that we're building on purpose. Now, why does this second one matter so much? Why does it matter? Why does this one matter so much? It matters because prosperity must be inclusive to be legitimate. Prosperity must be inclusive to be legitimate, because that's the only way it's lasting. Prosperity has to be inclusive. We have to include people because that's the only way it will be legitimate and that it will last for generations. An economy that leaves people out is an economy at risk. You might be proud of it in your little world, but it's not going to be sustainable. And you're living at risk, because once that falls apart, it falls apart for everyone. Game changer. Game changer. So that's why it matters. A road to prosperity that does not exclude. Everybody's going to get rich. Yes. Yes. Safer for all of us. Number 3. Here's the other pillar we got to have. We have to be intentional about building systems for community-centered collaboration. We have to be intentional about the process and the built opportunities. In other words, the systems that make this happen when we're sleeping. When we're sleeping, when we're vacationing, when we're doing whatever we're doing, there's an undercurrent system that builds for community-centered collaboration. We're here to talk to one another. We're here to help one another. We're here to help one another change. We're here. We have to have that goal to move from this fragmented, these fragmented initiatives. We've got to start thinking cooperative systems that make us work together. My favorite book is the Bible. I read a lot of books that use the Bible as their examples. How much weight can one oxen pull? It's been proven scientifically that an oxen, depending upon its size and its year, how much can it pull? Let's just say 1,000 pounds. Let's say 1,000 pounds, one oxen can pull. But if you put 2 oxen together, those 2 oxen can pull between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds. It doesn't double. It mostly triples, quadruples. Why? Because the 2 oxen are there to encourage one another. They're there to pull together. You find someone else grunting the force of moving forward, and now you can do 2, 3, 4, 5 times what you could do by yourself. So moving fragmented, as we have done for centuries, does not work for us. We need coordinated systems that aligns us by goals and resources. This is very, very, very important. We have to do it, and we have to do it now. What should be our approach to make this happen? We've got to establish, we are establishing a central hub for collaboration, innovation, and progress tracking. Communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it.